Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mahgul Hussaini. My group member is Somaya Shahristani. I'm going to do the presentation, but she helped me for PP slide. This presentation is about chapter 9, which is decision making and consumer behavior. In this presentation, we are going to cover decision and decision making, types of decision making process, example of cognitive decision making, understanding of consumers' behavior, and conclusion. Now I am going to define what is decision and decision making. Decision is a choice made between two or more available alternatives, but decision making can be defined as a process of choosing the best alternative for achieving a goal. It is the process by which an individual chooses one alternative from several to achieve a desired objective. There are three types of decision making, such as cognitive decision making, habitual decision making, and also affective decision making. A cognitive decision making is a series of stages or steps that result in the selection of one product over competing options. But I will explain the stages in the next slide. In habitual decision making, the consumption choices are made out of habit, without additional information search or deliberation among the products. For example, whenever I go outside, I like to purchase McDonald's for me without searching about other restaurants. In affective decision making, the decision is more emotional and instantaneous. The way the information about the product choice is framed can frame the decision, while the consumer is not aware of these influences. To illustrate more, marketers or sellers push or encourage someone gently or gradually to pay attention to some products. For example, whenever I go to a cafe to buy coffee for me, the coffee seller tries to offer some cookies as well. In this situation, I am more likely to buy the cookie when it is offered as a suggestion. Therefore, we can say that consumer behavior can be influenced by small suggestions and positive reinforcement. Now I am going to explain the 5 different steps in cognitive decision making, such as problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, production choice, and outcomes. In the first step, you are going to find that you have a problem or a need. In the second step, you are going to do some research, maybe ask your friend, colleagues, or member of family, or even you do some research online, or maybe read a newspaper, how to solve the problem. In the third step, you are going to do evaluation about the alternatives. Maybe there are many options. You have to evaluate which one is best for you. In the fourth step, you are going to select one option which is best to respond to your problem. In the fifth step, you are going to evaluate about the decision you made, whether it is a wrong decision or it is not a wrong decision. Now I am going to give an example about cognitive decision making. For example, I am using a Nokia phone. With this phone, I do not have access to internet, but I need internet because I want to access my friend through social media. So I go to one of my friends and ask information how to solve this problem. He will suggest me to buy a smartphone. So I go to market. I saw there are many phones from different companies like Apple's, Oppo, and Samsung Galaxy. So I have to evaluate which one is better for me considering my financial issues. So finally, I buy a Samsung Galaxy, which is best for me. When I come back home, I can access to internet and also communicate with my friends through social media. So I'm very happy because I have made a good decision. Now I'm going to explain why understanding of consumers' behavior is important for marketer rather than a consumer's behavior. Actually, sometimes the decision makings happen collectively or made collectively. There are some organizations, they always make their decision collectively most of the time. For example, a family can be a small organizations that all members of a family have a different role or they play different level of influence in decision making. Actually, inside a family, there are two types of decision making. The first one is consensual purchase decision making. In this kind of decision making, all the members of family do agree on purchasing a good or services to satisfy every member inside a family. In accommodative purchase decision, all the members of family sometimes do not agree on buying a product or a service to satisfy everyone in a family. And so because of this, the member of family try to use bargaining, coercion, or compromise in order to make other member agree on purchasing a good or services. There are some factors shows that how much conflict exists inside a family during decision making. The first one is interpersonal need. It shows that a teenager may care more about what her family buys for house than a college student who lives inside a hostel. Production involvement shows that a member of family who have more involvement with the product, she or he tries to have more influence in decision making. For example, a mother loves to drink coffee, so she always try to make decision or try to buy coffee while other members do not drink coffee. Responsibility also shows that sometimes conflict happen inside a family during decision making. For example, a family want to buy a dog, but the other members do not agree that who are going to take care of the dog. So the last factor is power. Actually, in family who have the salary have more influence in decision making most of the time. For example, mother or father who has salary, sometimes they do not allocate money for the need of other members inside a family. That is why the conflict happen. Another kind of organization is B2B. So B2B organizations also make their decisions collectively, and there are some reasons why marketers should understand the consumer's behavior, because all the organizations have different objectives or different goals. They have different procedure, and each organization have different inputs from different units inside an organization. That is why the marketer should understand or should know about all these factors, that who are going to have more influence on decision making inside an organization, because they are going to target these people who are the main decision maker inside an organization. So in this part, we got a question from one of our sister. Yes, please, sister.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. This is Wafa Rinisi, matric number G1928434. So my question is, whenever I go to Watson to buy a shampoo, I suddenly buy many things which I didn't make a plan before to buy them. So could you please explain which kind of decision making is that? And thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Wafa. This is the answer for your question. Actually, this kind of decision making can be an effective decision making, which is most of the time emotional. The sellers or marketer use some strategies to turn the customer's attention on some products in the market. For example, they put some discount on some products to encourage consumer to buy that product, or maybe they try to suggest some other products to a customer when she or he is doing the payment on the counter. Also, sometimes the seller try to put the new products in a shelf that everyone can see easily. So these all strategies make a consumer emotional, or somehow encourage them to buy the things that they did not have a plan before come to the market. So in this part we got another questions from one of our brothers. Yes, please, brother, you can ask the question now.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdullah Faik, and my matric number is G1826875. Actually, I have a question regarding your topic. So, could you please tell me what is the difference between a customer? Could you tell me please what is the difference between a customer and a consumer? Because in your topic we have mentioned both term, customer and consumer. So I'm wondering what is the difference between them.
Thank you so much, brother Abdullah. This is the answer. Actually, most of the time people cannot recognize the difference between a customer and a consumer. We would like to explain for you with an example. A customer is the one who buys the products to resell that, or maybe give to someone as a gift, while a consumer is someone who buys the product for using it. To explain more, if you buy 100 computers from Dell company or any other companies and sell them inside your shop to the people, you will be considered as the customer. If you buy a computer to use for your writing assignment or doing your work at your office, you will be considered as a consumer, because you are the final user of that product. That is all for chapter 9. Thank you very much for watching.